All right. Hi and welcome. Thank you for joining. Right here, I'm standing at the newest extension to our garden area. And for the first time, we were able to get some produce during the summer. But this is what I've been up to. Today, I want to talk about the weed control. So this entire area was covered with weeds, particularly a tough one, and that is the dewberry. So I want to show you what I've been doing so far. So here I've been removing the dewberry, and here this is the remainder. Oftentimes, you know, there are strategies that you could use. You could cover the area with a tarp off season, and then you could that would kill them, but that's not the case for the dewberry. They'll practically go into dormancy. So this is that dewberry, and you really want to get these out of the ground, because you can cover with cardboard, you could cover with wood chips. They would go into dormancy, but once the wood chips decompose, they will reappear. So today I want to talk about my strategy that I'm using to control the weed in this area. And for one, before covering the area with anything, I am removing these dewberry and other weeds, but primarily the dewberry. Some of you may just have weeds that's easy to cover with the tarp or cardboard, but in this case, dewberry behaves just like the blackberry, and they're practically hard to get rid of. So this will help to slow down the process. The hope is that I'm getting most of the roots out, and as they reappear, before they get out of control, remove them right away. So let's continue with the digging. Some are easier than others. So here you see this broke off, so I need to find this piece here. Okay. Sometimes they're well established, sometimes they're in their infancy stage. You could tell by the root. There's some that are at the surface, and there's some that are much deeper. Okay. But these two really came in handy for what I need it to do. All right. So once these weeds are removed, the plan is to cover with wood chips. All right. But before covering with the wood chips, it's essential to get rid of these roots as much as possible, and that will save us the headache much later. So this one is really deep down. I'm not sure if I look like it broke off here also, so I need to go down and find the rest. Okay. So here's the other piece. All right. So I will also be discussing using the wood chips as a means of weed control. But I would like to replace these weeds with food, nutrient-dense food. So I'll be using the soil microbiology principles to develop this area to a level where the soil will be feeding the plants. So I said some of these roots easily comes out, some not so easy, but this tool is really helping me. And I have a big old pile of this dewberry, mostly waiting to be burned, so I'll be doing some burning. I need some ash. The ash has minerals. Alright, so here we are almost through. There are other roots from nearby trees. I'm not too concerned about them. The key thing is the dewberry. And this is the first phase. It's not a one-time deal. It's a continuous measures to effectively fight these dewberry weeds so that they do not take over. So as we continue here, so once I'm finished with this, as mentioned, I'll be discussing the use of the wood mulch, how to effectively use the wood chips to control weeds. Some people may have more aggressive weeds than others. There's some people that can it's a matter of with the no-till garden methods, such as using the cardboard and compost. So look at how long this root is here, and that is enough to suppress those weeds. But I guarantee you, it would not. The cardboard would not suppress the dewberry. They will certainly return. This one is really tough in too. Here it goes. And sometimes they have complex root systems. One came out totally, but again, these are what you want to look for. These can last for years, and they could go dormancy for years and re-emerge. There's a piece that broke off here, and I made sure I got it. It broke off from here, so here goes. So the dewberry again is it's very similar to the blackberry, except the blackberry grows upright. The dewberry is a vine, so it tends to run, and they are quite invasive, and that's one of my major problems here at the homestead. Alright, so that area is more or less completed, and I want to make sure there are no roots left behind. So this simple hand tool have cleaned this entire area shown here. And this is the first phase. Alright, this came out whole and nice here. Goes right into the bucket. Alright. So this is phase 1 in this area. Now let's head over to this area here. And here we will also be, it did have some wood chips. Most of it broke down already. But again, I'll wait until after I add the cover crop before I add wood chips. But now I'm in the second phase. It looks like it's clean, but as you go around, there are some elements of the dewberry that's left. So every time I get to this area, I just walk around and look for remnants of the roots, because if left unchecked, this area will be taken over by these dewberry. So I'm doing my due diligence to ensure we bring these plants or weeds under control. So quite a bit of roots in this area. Yeah. And you got to keep going and doing at this. And this is my strategy to bring it under full control. The weed situation under full control. So here's some remnants. Some are quite shallow with, we can see these were in their newer stages based on the type of root system. Not as developed as the others, but they were on their way. Alright, here we find some more. And again, there are other weeds, but those are easier to control. Alright. So it was quite a good feeling, you know, getting all those vines that covered this area. So I'm going to plant some red cloves and buckwheat cover crops. Those are legumes, and as they mature, they fix the nitrogen into the soil. With the wood chips, which mostly is a source of fungi, we need fungi and bacteria in the soil, beneficial, and they work in harmony for a healthy plant. And later on we'll discuss the science in details in another episode. Alright, so quite a bit of roots from this area, just to show you. And I'll keep doing this every day on a daily basis. Until it's brought under control. Looks like it's under control, but it's not until all these roots are gone. Okay, so let's continue here. All right, so now let's talk about the wood chips. This area, I'll be using last. So I went ahead and I covered here with some wood chips. So one of the key things to note, using the wood chips, I make sure the area was cleaned up first. Some suggest, you know, for certain types of weeds that would die back, you could just use your mower and mow them down. And so here I added a layer 10 to 12 inches thick of wood mulch, and that may sound like a lot, but within months, this 10 or 12 inch will reduce to half of the thickness. So it will reduce to 6 or 5 to 6 inches. So it reduced practically to nothing. So it doesn't hurt to add a very thick layer. Normally, if you have a good source from an arborist, I use chip drop, and sometimes the utility companies that in the nearby area pruning trees, I just let them dump it in the area, because it does take a lot of wood chips if you're going to use 10 to 12 inches. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be 10 to 12 inches. You could add 4 inches, you could add 5 inches. It all depends on the type of weed that you have and your area. Now, if it's a situation where you have a lot of clay and you need to build a lot of matter, then a thick layer would be better. But at any rate, this is a good strategy to control weeds. Don't discard the large pieces. When it comes to weed control, the larger pieces with sticks and small pieces of branches in them, those are ideal for weed control. Right. So this is what I'm working on, and this is my strategy in terms of controlling the weeds in this area, where I'm going to replace the weeds with food, and our goal is to produce nutrient-dense food, provide the soil with what it needs, with the life it needs, with the microbiology it needs, so that we can produce nutritious food. So stay tuned as we keep you updated on our progress in this area. I'm pretty excited. We actually went ahead and extended this area. So mostly where the wood chips are located here, this is the extended area. And we are so excited to see food produced in this area in abundance. So thank you for watching. Do not give up. Sometimes we have some really tough weeds. Do not give up. It takes persistency. It takes multiple layers of strategy to get these weeds under control. So thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe to the Petersfield Farm channel if you have not done so, and be sure to comment and like. This will help our channel a great deal. Until then, happy gardening.